Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today I wanted to go over some free agency options that may be left for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers throughout this offseason. Now, I did make a video earlier talking about how Mike Evans has restructured his contract, freeing up $17 million in salary cap space for the Bucs. Now, if we're adding that to the $9 million that Over the Cap had them at, it's $26 million. If we don't add it and just say Over the Cap is already accounted for that $17 million, then they're at around $9 million. And they can still free up some more money with extending Antoine Winfield Jr., with extending Tristan Wirfs. So if the Bucs were to add some names in free agency still, what would they look at? They're already the top spending team this offseason, by the way, and that's all from bringing back their own guys, but they have also brought in a couple of new faces as well. Jordan Whitehead was brought in, Ben Bredeson was brought in, and you also have Sua Opeta brought in as well. Those are three new faces the Bucs have brought in, but a lot of it has been re-signings as to what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been doing. So I really wanted to go over some position groups and talk about some of the options the Buccaneers may still have in free agency and why some of these guys could be good fits. The first group I am at is at running back. Now, there's a couple of guys here that I feel like could be fits with the Bucs. Firstly is Ezekiel Elliott, the running back formerly of the New England Patriots. He was also, of course, made famous with his work regarding the Dallas Cowboys. Former number 4 overall draft pick, is going to be 27 years old this upcoming season. His market value is projected to be $2.7 million. I say he's a fit for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because there was some reported interest last offseason between Elliott and the Bucs. Now, that never materialized to anything, but it is important to note that Skip Peete, the current Buccaneers running backs coach, was the running backs coach in Dallas whenever Ezekiel Elliott was there for most of his career. So that is an interesting thing to make a note of there. I also want to take a look at Cam Akers, the former LA Rams, former Minnesota Vikings running back. He's going to be 25 years old this upcoming season, former Florida State alumni as well. His market value is projected to be $4.1 million. I believe he is a restricted free agent, but I don't remember if the Vikings have offered him any type of restricted free agent tender or anything along those lines, so he could be an option as well. You then have one more guy I want to take a look at. It's a guy that I really have loved the past couple of years, ever since he was with the Carolina Panthers and did some good work. It's D'Onta Foreman. $3 million is his expected market value according to SpotRack. Could be a guy who, coming into this upcoming season, will be 28 years old. Could be an option for the Bucs if they are looking for a power back type of player. And also, there's going to be some interesting names like Kareem Hunt could be on that list. J.K. Dobbins could be on that list. Essentially, the Bucs should be looking, I don't know if they are looking, but should be looking for a power back. And these are some of the options that may be out there. Now, a lot of these guys do have some injury concerns, especially Akers, Kareem Hunt, and J.K. Dobbins, but I do think it could be an option for the Bucs moving forward. And, hey, I'll throw Rashad Penny in there. Why not? But those are kind of some of the options at running back. You take a look at wide receiver. It's still a bit of a need. Maybe a guy who can compete for that wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4 spot. Hunter Renfrow was just released from the Las Vegas Raiders. He could certainly be an option. You have DJ Shark of the Carolina Panthers, a guy who would probably fit well, but probably going to be a bit too expensive at $10.9 million in terms of a market value. Again, very, very likely out of the Buccaneers price range. You have Josh Reynolds, who I believe has a good bit of experience with this Buccaneers offensive coordinator and Liam Cohen. They had spent time together on the LA Rams. Josh Reynolds, his market value right now is projected to be $7 million. Could possibly be an option. Van Jefferson would have been an option, but he actually signed a deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers, so he's off the board. Could see a return from Scotty Miller. Maybe that's an option. I don't know. Obviously, a former Jason Light draft pick. Maybe there's still some love there. Maybe there's still a desire to see him come back and make some plays. Then I want to take a look at the tight end room. That could still be an option as well, as there are still some interesting names out there. You have Logan Thomas, formerly of the Washington Commanders. You have CJ Uzomah, formerly of the New York Jets. Aside from that, that's really two of the main options that I see. Hayden Hurst signed a deal with a team that I cannot remember right now off the top of my head. You could also have Robert Tonyan in there as well, formerly of Chicago, but I do think it would be good for the Bucs to explore the idea of getting a backup veteran tight end. I now want to take a look at guard and center, more specifically center, just because some of these guys can go out and play guard as well. And the Bucs do have a bit of a need at center. Cody Whitehair is an option. He's played both guard and center. We've talked about him in a separate video. Brian Allen, I would be I wouldn't be surprised. I would be a bit surprised if they did not end up signing Brian Allen. I think he has good center and guard versatility. He's obviously got the connection to Bucs offense coordinator Liam Cohen and could be a plug and play kind of starter at center if you need him to be. He could certainly be an option. Connor McGovern of the New York Jets could be an option in there, as well as possibly Billy Price, just more of a backup depth type of piece. But again, they've already gotten guys like that in Ben Bredeson and in Sua Opeta already as well. And who knows? I mean, if they have some money, maybe they want to go for a big old splash and get a guy like Connor Williams. Who is to say? Next group I want to take a look at here is going to the defensive side of things. I want to take a look at edge rusher because this is still the biggest need for the Bucs this offseason. It was the biggest need, and besides signing their own guys, going into the offseason, it was their biggest need. And after a week and a half of free agency, it's still their biggest need. Some guys you take a look at here: Emmanuel Ogbah of the Miami Dolphins, Carl Lawson of the New York Jets, Randy Gregory of the San Francisco 49ers, and Yannick Ngakoue of the Chicago Bears are some of the more veteran-y big names that are still out there. If you do want to go for a young guy who legit could be a franchise type of pass rusher, maybe take a look at Chase Young. $13 million in average annual salary is the projected market value on a one-year deal for Chase Young. Again, he's going to be 25 years old by the start of the upcoming season. I don't know, guys. I mean, I really like Chase Young and the ability he brings to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think that in a super aggressive offense, he could be good. But honestly, I think I want to make a separate video talking about Chase Young and what he could potentially bring to the Bucs. You also have Derek Barnett. You also have some other veterans in there as well, like a Jadeveon Clowney. Maybe he could be an option as well. Jadeveon Clowney coming in at a $7.2 million market value per spot rack. That also might be another interesting name to pay attention to. But it's a little bit thin. Like, you've seen a lot of edge guys sign in free agency so far. The Bucs haven't gotten in on that yet, but they're freeing up some cap space. What does it mean? I don't know. Inside linebackers, another interesting one, just to kind of take a look at it real quick. You do still have some other interesting names in there, like Oren Burks of the San Francisco 49ers. You have Zach Cunningham of the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, Shaquille Leonard's still there, the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know. Could be an interesting name, but really, I think the Bucs seem pretty satisfied with Levante David, with KJ Britt, and SirVocea Dennis. In terms of free safety and strong safety, they already signed Jordan Whitehead, so they don't necessarily need to look there, nor do they need to look at special teams. So the last thing I want to take a look at is cornerback. There's a lot of names, but not a lot of fit for what the Bucs are doing. Xavier Howard of the Miami Dolphins is there. J.C. Jackson, like a lot of guys with name power, right? I can name all of these guys and you'll go, oh yeah, that guy's, really good, but just doesn't really fit what the Bucs are looking for with Howard, J.C. Jackson, Adoree Jackson, Stephon Gilmore, Michael Davis, Avonte Maddox. The only guy that I feel like could be a fit would be Patrick Peterson, because Todd Bowles literally coached him throughout most of his career with the Arizona Cardinals. That could be a guy. He's going to be 34 years old this upcoming season. I mean, would be a veteran, but I still think could still give you some snaps. Would likely be, in my opinion, the last year of his career, but you never know. And then you have some other random names in this mix as well that would be, just more plug-and-play type options. But they're already looking at guys like Tavier Thomas and Bryce Hall in there as well. So really the only name in terms of cornerbacks that I could see would be a guy like Patrick Peterson, just because of his pure connection with Todd Bowles for as long as they've known each other. But really, folks, that's kind of it for all the different types of options the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have, and some of the names to maybe pay attention to moving forward into the second wave of free agency. We'll just have to wait and see. But let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions about these options. I would love to hear them down in the comments section below. Who do you want to see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers sign? Again, give me your thoughts and opinions. I would love to hear them. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. And as always, guys, I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.